as you all know, Anthony Joshua is taking on Kevin Johnson at the end of the month. And provided he performs well and wins and doesn't pick up any injuries, Eddie Hearn plans to have Joshua out again in June against a yet to be named opponent. But Eddie Hearn says the big step up is going to be in September, and he's named 3 potential opponents for a September date against Joshua. The first one, Dereck Chisora; the second one, David Price; and the third one, Dillian Whyte. Now, Dereck Chisora obviously is with Frank Warren and Box Nation, so that could be the most difficult fight to make. I still think it's a makeable fight because Dereck Chisora's, let's be honest, coming towards the end of his career, and I don't think Frank Warren really cares about him losing again. So I think the fight could happen, but on paper it could be the most difficult fight to make from a business perspective. Then you got David Price, who is with Sauerland, and Sauerland do have a very good working relationship with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. But from what I hear, David Price is going to be fighting for the vacant European heavyweight title in his next fight. So if he wins the European heavyweight title, will the Sauerlands really want to risk putting him in there against Anthony Joshua? Because if he wins the European title, he's going to be on the verge of a world title shot. So it will kind of be, from a business perspective, a bit silly and a bit of a step backwards to then take on such a dangerous fight as Anthony Joshua with very little to gain from it. So I don't know if that fight is likely to happen, particularly if Price wins the European title. It might be a silly business move by the Sauerlands, and you know, the Sauerlands may be many things, but they're not really silly in terms of business. Then you got the Dillian Whyte fight, and I think that's the most likely fight to happen, and Eddie Hearn has indicated that that's the most likely fight to happen in September. And I think it's a good fight, and the reason why it's most likely is because Dillian Whyte doesn't have a promoter. Right, no promoter, and he's not tied to any television station or television network, so he can fight on whatever channel he wants, on whatever promoter's card he wants to fight on. So that should be the most easy fight to make from a business standpoint, and I hope it happens. Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua have got beef from the amateur days, and one thing I've talked about previously is that I find it a little worrying how easy it is to get under Anthony Joshua's skin and piss him off. And one thing's for sure, Dillian Whyte is going to piss him off. Dillian Whyte is going to be all up in his grill and trying to rattle Anthony Joshua as much as he can. So he's going to have to deal with that. Again, we've got a lot to happen before this fight could take place. We've got 2 Joshua fights, the Johnson fight and then a fight in June. And then in September, hopefully we get Joshua against Dillian Whyte, which I think is a very, very good fight in a grudge match. So drop your comments below, people. Let me know who you think is most likely for September. Let me know who you think would be the best opponent, who you think would be most dangerous, and how do you see all of those potential fights playing out if any of them actually happen. So yeah, drop your comments in the comment section below. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.